Good evening. I'd like to welcome you to the 5th grade's premiere concert. I think I told you if you were at the parent meeting that if they did what Mrs. Mitchell and I told them to do, they would be playing a song in 3 weeks. Most of them were playing a song in 3 weeks, and we've only went upwards from there. We think we have a very nice program for you tonight. We've got a little bit of a lot of things. We've worked very hard. Since the beginning of the year, these are the things that we've accomplished. Keeping them quiet, and keeping them quiet. They came in, they didn't have a clue. Okay, we had kids putting flutes together wrong, shoving, the head pipe into the foot hole and little things like that. So that was number one. We had to learn how to put them together. The next thing we had to learn how to do was to put that reed on if there was a reed instrument. And then the dreaded ligature that fits over the reed, 90% of them try to put it on backwards. And then we started our first note. You have no idea just how nasty the first week of band is. It doesn't get any worse than the first week of band. If you ever, if they really wanted to improve our penal institutions, that's all they have to do. Make them all teach band for a week. That'd reform them. But from then on, they started playing notes and started playing songs, and I think we have a very nice program for you tonight. And the first song we're going to play for you is Merrily We Roll Along. As an extra bonus tonight, in between songs, we have this magic little thing here, and we're going to draw names. And if their name gets called, they get to perform a solo for you. Now, we've not heard their solos. Hopefully some of you have heard their solos at home. So we're going to be just as surprised as you are with what they play. One of the rules was they weren't supposed to play something that we had were performing tonight. So Mrs. Mitchell? Jorian Smith. Shayla Sartino. Weston Brummel. for Zachary Downs. Kristen George. Joe Snyder. Okay, the next song we're going to play for you is one of our faster ones, and sometimes we keep it together real well, and sometimes we everybody picks the tempo, and it doesn't work real well, but it's called Polka Dot Polka. And in this song, we've learned how to play loud and then. Jeremy Walker. Carlson. Earlier this year, they had a dress-up day, dress up with what you want to be. Now, you can imagine everybody comes walking in with football jerseys on and basketball jerseys and, you know, wrestling gear, and he comes in a white coat. We're like, what do you want to be? A genetic physicist? Emily Berry. Megan Cody. Jacob Powell. Okay, and our last solo before we go to the next song is Alex Skelton.
One of the things we've learned about is that not in a band does everyone always play the same note all the time. So we work with something we call harmony. And harmony is anytime you have two or more notes together in a pleasing arrangement. So we're going to play harmony for you next. Our upper woodwinds are going to demonstrate one part of our harmony line. Then our middle instruments, our trumpets, our alto saxes and horn are going to play the middle part. And then the lower part is going to be the tenor saxes, the trombones, baritone, tuba, bassoon. And at the end, we're going to put all three of the harmony lines together. And during this, we have some percussion going on in the back, too. Daniel Sandberg.
Toby Barnhart. Jeremy Schooler. Kayla Campbell. For those of you that aren't familiar, we've had a couple oboe players play. Oboe is probably, for the 5th grader, 6th grader, 7th grader, it's a very, very difficult instrument to play, and it's extremely hard to play in tune. And I'm not exaggerating this at all. I mean, I rarely even have high school oboe players that play in tune, and this group is just amazing. There's 4 oboe players, and they all play in tune all the time. They're just a wonderful group, and they've done a really nice job. So we're just in awe when they play, because normally you don't get oboe players that sound like that on the 5th grade level. In fact, normally you don't recognize them on the 5th grade level. Gene Fuller. And our last soloist before our next song is Danielle Hall. Have any of you been at any of the 5th grade concerts before? Okay, well then you remember Go Tell Aunt Rhody? Mm-hmm. We got a new book. Go Tell Aunt Rhody's not in it. However, we found another song that we can do that on, and it's called French Folk Song. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, this is the song that goes on forever and ever. We have everybody in the band play it, then we have all the flutes play it, and then all the clarinets play it, and all the trombones play it, and all the saxophones, and then the tenor saxophones, and all the 1 bassoon, and the 1 French horn, and the 2 tubas, and the 1 baritone. I don't really do this to punish you guys. I do this because then I can hear them as they're playing it in individual groups, because in a group this size, and the bands have been getting bigger and bigger, it gives me a chance to be able to see who has a problem and where we can correct it, Mrs. Mitchell and I. So that really is the theory behind it. And then if they work so hard and they know the note perfectly, then we have to share it with you. So the next song is French folk song. We have another surprise in our 5th grade band, and that's our bassoon player. Could you stand up? Okay, this is called a bassoon. Okay, hold it up above your head, just don't drop it. Okay, we've never had a 5th grade bassoon player. Partially, we only own one bassoon, so if we give it to somebody, like right now, we have a senior in high school that plays it, we can't start another bassoon player for 8 years. So that seems to be the problem there. But this young man owns his own bassoon, and you can sit down, and he's just got his name. That's also a double reed instrument. It's in the same family as the oboes. My high school kids are impressed with bassoon players, so. Luke Garner. Dargle. And our last solo before our next song is Chris Metcalf.
Our next selection, The Victors, is it's really a march. You might recognize it. We decided since it's a march, we added a little drum introduction for you. We call it a roll-off when we're playing in high school. So we have a drum introduction to our march, The Victors. Nakara Peters. Rachel Langhoff. Okay, we have some people that put a duet in here. Whitney Paris and Samantha C. Where are we? Okay. Spencer Labunsky. David Michaels.
Before we do our next solo, I need to introduce some high school students that make all of this possible. About 3 years ago, we instituted a student directing course. So these kids, this is actually a class, and they come over and they have been instrumental in helping your students learn to play. They work with them when they're having trouble on something, or if it's just helping them learn their notes, or getting a little tighter with their face, or teaching them how to use their tongue. But they have been just wonderful this year with the kids and taught them a lot, and I would like them to come forward now, please. Now. One of our student directors is a basketball player, so she's playing basketball right now, but that is Stephanie Unangst. And then our in-house drum resident here is Mr. Micah Holland. Our flute instructor, one of our flute instructors, is Lindsay Herbig. And signing up for this semester is Marie Jansen, also a flute instructor. And then our clarinet specialist, is Liz Young. Thank you.
Oh, on to the real music here. Command March was the first piece that we gave them, where we told them the song doesn't end on the end of the line. They have to play every line right in a row from top to bottom before they stop. The other tricky part about Command March is in one place all of the wind players actually do stop, and they have to count how long to not play, how long to rest before it's time to play again. So this is Command March. I hope you hear some louds and softs in this one too.
Ben Murray. Chelsea Clark. Kayla Tim. CJ Fricky. Russell Fiore. Obviously, there were two of them. The other trumpet was Siobhan. Daniel Folk. Deidre Hahn. Jake Doty. The solos are as much a treat for us as they are for you. I can't imagine what I would have felt like if my fifth grade band director had said, oh, by the way, everybody's going to play solo at the concert. And these kids have just, you know, it takes a lot of courage to get up in front of all you old people and play. So I'm very impressed with the people that put their names in the hat. Pick one more before the next song. Chad Brockhausen. Okay, the next song is another piece of real music, and it's called Sleigh Ride. Ryan Thompson. Kyle McIntyre. Zach Starnes. Samantha Qualls. Melissa Bennett. Hannah March. Chris Thompson. Eric Nesmith. Michael Schneider. Eric Nesmith. Okay, we're getting confused here with our papers. Samantha Smythe. We wish we had enough time to continue on, but we're going to have this young man, and we'll pick one more, and then we'll finish our program up for you for this evening. May Skaggs. Before I play our last song, which by the way is really kind of cute, you'll really enjoy it, I do have some people that I do need to thank, and that's these guys as teachers and the principal too. So I would like to thank at this time Mrs. Lynch, who helps arrange this and gives me the wonderful cafeteria to play in and a storeroom, little things like that. But she does make sure we have a place to go. So that's a good thing as the schools get more and more crowded. And then if all of the 5th grade teachers would please stand up. You've got a wonderful set of teachers working with your kids, and on the program I inadvertently, or maybe I didn't, but I didn't put Mrs. Pearson's name down, and I was trying to, think why. If there's anybody I've known, I've had her kid 16 years in band, so maybe that's the reason I didn't put her name down. Maybe I've had enough of that family, I don't know. But she should be recognized also. She does participate in their life. So we're going to end with this wonderful thing called The Attack of the Slide Trombones, and it features the trombones. the kids have been very, very well behaved, and I want to thank you. And we are going to file out, but I believe there's some lady from the Gazette here that wants to take a few pictures of the band first, so we'll just be a few minutes.
Oh, you're welcome. Good to meet
You've got the whole thing on tape. They show it to the band. They'll show it to them. Okay.
Yeah, we have some tapes from about 20 years ago, but we're going to like go for a real tape. Yeah.
Sound you have is probably him.
Got a lot of them.